As technology evolves at lightning speed, one thing's become more clear. Tools and systems are only as effective as the people who use and rely on them. When innovations are designed without considering human needs, the results can be confusing, ineffective, or even harmful. The real challenge lies in creating solutions that people not only understand, but trust, adopt, and benefit from. This balance between cutting-edge capability and practical usability is where the real impact happens. In this next section, Human-Centered AI in the Age of Technical Advancements, our panelists will share actionable insights into designing smarter, more ethical, and more intuitive systems. They'll explore approaches that prioritize human experience, protect well-being, and ensure that technological progress truly serves people. Let's give a warm round of applause to our panelists as they come up here on the stage and take over. Let's give a round of applause to, and I apologize if I'm saying any of these names incorrectly, Caio Anderson Almeida, who's the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer at Opto Creative Lab Incorporated. We have Sankar Ganesh S., Technical Director at the UTH Dev Holding Software Services India PVT Limited. We also have, and I'm sorry about this name, Abhishek Kumar, Director of IT Solutions at ICONMA LLC. We also have Rishie Narula, Senior Project Marketing Manager at Reddit. We also have Abhay Chopra, Creative Strategist and Product Designer at the Abhay Chopra Design Studio. We also are welcoming Jonathan Cummings, Alliance Manager at Nava PBC. And then last but not least, and I apologize about this name, Nageswara Rao Korlepara, and we also have Mohd Ismi. We'll welcome them all to the stage, and I will let them take over.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I know it's a long day, and we are already sitting in the evening and watching me speak rather than being on the casino floor. Even believe me, I also want to do the same thing. But yes, let's definitely talk about AI a little bit, so we can do some AI dance and see how we keep human in the loop. Okay, human in the driving seat. Okay, and that's what the topic about today's discussion is: the human-centered approach in the age of technological advancement. So I thank you all for attending this session with us here. We will try to keep it as interactive as possible and would like to call upon my fellow members to share their insights and things like that. So I'll go ahead and get the thing started. My name is Abhishek Kumar. I'm the Director for IT Solutions at ICONMA. I bring over 2 decades of experience navigating the complex digital transformation and have been in the front row seats of many digital revolutions, I would say. I am a Forbes Technology Council member and a Global Pioneer Award winner by Flux Awards last year for the Global AI Adoption Advocate of the Year. Well, as we innovate these next generation solutions, okay, I am right now heading that Center of Excellence, okay, which ensures that we are doing so strategically. Now, there's one thing which I have learned by advocating for this technology, that adoption cannot be created in a vacuum. Okay, it can only be created by putting people first. With that being said, I would like to call upon my fellow panel members to share the insights and introduction from their side on some exciting stuff that they are working on, and would like to start from Rishie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rishie Narula, and I'm a Senior Product Marketing Manager at Reddit. So I come with a lot of ad tech experience. I've been working in this field for almost 14 years. I started working with Google, and then I've been at Pinterest as well. Fun fact, before, a lot of you may not know, Gemini used to be called Bard. back in the day. That was like the original name. And actually, I was one of the first 100 testers when I was at Google, seeing how the AI was being unfolding. So what I'm bringing to the conversation here today is I am a person that essentially comes from a very non-technical background. And over the past couple of years, I've immersed myself into these conversations around AI to really understand the intricacies and the nuances around the technical side of AI. And as I've been delving deeper and deeper into these conversations, it has helped me understand a little bit more about the critical element in this entire equation, which is the human. And so what I'm going to bring in and share a little bit more about is like how I have effectively implemented and set up systems at Pinterest, and also bringing those at Reddit, and how do you embed AI in such a way where you're not relinquishing the critical thinking to the AI and not substituting it, but in essence is actually amplifying it.
Thank you so much, Rishie.
Amazing. Hi, everyone. So I'm Abhay. I come from a very varied background. I've been on the user experience side of stuff for the last almost 6 to 8 years. But recently I've been dabbling around on how do we amalgamate the UX human front of it with the AI. And I've seen really interesting things that have been born out of it. And lastly, I've been trying to focus more on the production side of stuff in terms of content creation and how does that works out. I've grown my own personal brand to around 120,000 followers in few months. And I've seen that how audience is interacting with AI and how they're using it. And I bring that lens from that point of view.
Thanks, Abhay.
I'm Nageswara, and CEO of Impacto Digifin Technologies. We have been developing the digital transformation suite for the banks. And initially, when we saw the induction of AI into our portfolio, we were just trying to automate things. But as we grew, it has helped us to not just automate things, but also help humans take the decisions, including me. So it has become the part and parcel of the life of everyone, be it the designers, the developers, or the testers, everyone to take better decisions with more information and knowledge available everywhere. As the world is getting more into intelligence, the way the people are taking decisions is improving day by day, and it is going to make people more efficient and collaborate them in a better manner. We have seen the improvement in each person's performance by at least 200 to 300%, and hopefully AI will be there to enable people to take much conscious and better decisions than without it.
Thanks, Nagesh.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Caio, Almeida. I've been in the United States for 26 years. I'm from Brazil, and I'm bringing a little bit of samba to the tech. That's what I do. But first of all, before anything else, I would like to ask a solve of applause to the Tech 2.0 conference for the caliber of people and the kind of conversation they have put together. Please, please, please. Thank you. I'm so glad we're here. And some of you, I'm seeing it, and I'm so glad to see that you're not an avatar, you're not a computer virus, you really exist. Okay? So here's the conversation. I'm not gonna talk too much about myself. I've been working in boardrooms in government institutions and collaborating with some military projects in augmented reality, virtual reality, and now bringing in artificial intelligence in the mix, because I believe what most people are missing is the fusion of different technologies that are empowering each other. Back in the day when Netflix and Blockbuster. Oh, if you remember that, you're revealing your age. So
oh, yeah.
The technology of streaming was already there, but there was not enough internet speed for that. So when that came, you know, everything else was ready for it. So right now, with augmented reality, virtual reality, I know everybody has its opinion on it, but it's just empowering. We're building the biggest educational system with virtual reality for the Latin America market. And and we are introducing technology to it. But here's what I want to bring in, and I think this is where I want to focus on. When we're talking about human-centered technology, it means we trained for 100 years humans how to be machines. We became the algorithms, we became the spreadsheet, we became the production line. And I think AI is not here to replace people, right? AI is here to take the place that belonged to the machine to begin with. So we can come back to be humans and do what humans do best, which is be creative and solve problems. So I think that when we are all technical here, and when we're talking about that, and if we can start changing the narrative and start bringing awareness, don't be afraid of AI and technology and innovation. This is the opportunity for you to go back to be human and do human things, right? So if we help the whole world change that paradigm, change that conversation, change the narrative, we're going to empower people to embrace the technology the right way. And the tool has never been the issue. The tool, never the problem. The problem has always been clarity. Then without clarity, you don't have any strategy. And when you bring AI into the room without clarity, AI does not change the room. I was born in a house without electricity. Well, the day my dad flipped the switch and there was electricity in the house, as a kid, I was expecting the room to change, our social position to change, and nothing happened, other than it revealed what was already in the room. So technology and AI is the biggest light switch of humanity, and it's been flipped. The light is on. The question is, what is it revealing in your room? The mess in the corner? The messy data that you want to automate to amplify mass? And if you don't have clarity, and if you don't create any strategy, don't invite AI into the room, because you will amplify all that mess. And that's why I came here to launch this book, because I didn't want to bring any boardroom examples. I wanted to bring humanity into the mix so we can go back to do what we do best, be creatives.
Thank you so much. That's great. That's great perspective. Doing the human thing. Let's mark that point. We will stop responding to "I am not a robot" to the robot, anymore. Okay, do the human thing. Yes, go ahead.
Good. So myself, Sankar Ganesh, have 17 years of experience in IT industry. I predominantly develop mobile apps. Coming to this point, I was very much 100% with Carlo about this thing. So I was trying to put my words in a different perspective, same thing. So when AI comes up, when something comes up the new invention comes up, as he rightly pointed for the electricity, when gas comes up, people are afraid of using gas stoves. People are afraid of using, anything comes up, people are afraid, and people scared of losing jobs. For example, when washing machine was coming into the, practical world, the maids are scared that my job will be lost. No job will be lost. The job will be refined. It will be fine-tuned. You have to embrace the risk. The problem here is the human mindset. When something is coming up, should I lose my job? No, you're never going to lose your job. And the AI is not a new word. To be honest, when I was starting my work in 2009, we write a JavaScript program to generate the images as a PDF files, to generate all the data as a CSV files. And also in 2013 and 14, we did the natural language processing to understand all the commands in an Amazon product. Basically, and you just go to Amazon website or eBay website, you read all the commands about the product. There is a simple program, Java program, helps you to process all the commands, and it say, good, the evaluation has been happened from simple natural language processing to an AI. So now, as he rightly pointed out, human needs to do human things. So I would say, the whatever task which is repetitive, for example, creating a CSV file, creating an image using Photoshop or GIMP or whatever it is, you have a new tool. You have a luxury of new tool now. Use this tool and upgrade yourself and enhance the next luxury of lifestyle. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hello, hi. How are you? Looking tired? Go and grab coffee. All right. So my name is Muhammad Ismi Aswaly Hanimi. I'm from Malaysia. So I'm a senior lecturer under the Department of Polytechnic and Community College under the Ministry of Higher Education, Malaysia. So I believe I'm the only official government official here. So in regards of AI, I got some experiences back in 2019. I was an alumnus from the MIT in Boston, AI-related program over there that was called Deep Technology. All right, so I have a few different perspectives from these, CEOs, wannabe CEO, soon to be. All right, so in terms of academia, so AI is not, okay, so I'm a lecturer. So these guys are all bosses, all right, so industry. So very, very simple. We nurture our students, then we feed them here. Okay, so rest assured, AI is not going to replace human, even though we are training our kids, our students, our undergrads. So AI is just a tool to me, this is my personal opinion, it is just to really heighten their higher order thinking skill. Some lecturers don't even realize this. They even think that the AI is to speed up their home assignment to be submitted to their lecturers or professors. But to me, no, that's not an easy way. There is not a shortcut there. Yes, they can speed up their assignment, but in Malaysia, I'm one of the committee members there. We are doing two different approaches. First is to redevelop or to revise the framework and also the methodology on the side of academia, the lecturers and teachers, in terms of rubrics, how to evaluate and how to construct questions or any items, we call items or questions, that can really test students. Do they really know how to use AI responsibly? And on another side, for the student side, we do test student on 2+1. Okay, I will talk about +1 later. Okay, 2 is, do these students know how to use their AI responsibly with the outcomes that they get from the AI, the result there? And then number 2, do they know how to defend the outputs? Yes, we can use ChatGPT, we can use Copilot. There will be like, more than 20, 30 pages, kind of report, even though we have already limited the number of pages, right? For the lecturers, maybe we do have lectures here. So do not exceed more than 10 pages, I would say, on my paper. But they can give me like a thesis, But there is a way, there is a strategic mechanism on our side, especially we are the committee members, how to detect, how to, clarify and to strategize. They can use, and we in Malaysia, we don't say that we against using it. And then number 3, this is the most important thing that I think if these students can do, I will surely straight away give this student an A+. And me, myself, I am very, very difficult to give even an A. I'm so sorry. I'm very difficult to give even an A. Even so, B+. Okay? My student know about me. My red pen will be like more than 5, pieces pen, to mark papers. Okay? Why I really count on quality-wise rather than quantity. So, what are the third one? do they know how to apply this output from the AI and go beyond that? Meaning to say, do the innovation about what you get from the outcome of your AI reports. That is the A+ from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Those were some really lucrative introductions, which ultimately also spanned across how or what's the human-centered AI really is. Okay, and thanks a lot for sharing all that perspective. So, in all essence, we can absolutely conclude that human-centered AI is all about building systems that can amplify human intelligence and decision-making rather than blindly replacing it. So we all have to remember that we are not replacing or not trying to even replace the judge. We are trying to replace the time which it used to take to reach to that judgment. And that's what the human-centered AI is all about. And with that being said, again, I know that you all definitely shared some great perspective on that. Rishie, I would like to hear your perspective on this one as, on this whole human-centered thing, what we just concluded. What are your thoughts about it?
I mean, it kind of goes back to, not to repeat, I would just say yes and to everything what my colleagues have said. The only incremental thing that I'll say is, when we think about human-centered AI, I think the way AI has been talked about, even by big companies, even how different startups and innovation are coming up, then they talk about AI. I think they have all missed the core tenet, which is, it is not the AI in the loop, it is the human in the loop. And you are essentially building everything around the human. And because of the lack of controlling or refining that narrative, there have been a lot of negative implications that have happened in the industry. We hear every day, we're hearing stories about more companies doing layoffs, and the reason is like, oh, we're investing in AI. But the question that I have to those companies is, okay, I get you want to invest more in AI, but all the people you're laying off, you're essentially giving away all of that essential knowledge and essential critical thinking, and so you're actually limiting yourself even further for accelerated growth.
Yep.
And so when we talk about human-centered AI, I'm always doubling down on this fact that you have to build around the human. You're not building humans around the AI. One of my general core tenets that even I tell my peers is, if you suck at critical thinking, then don't complain your AI to be sucky. So that's kind of like the core basic tenet of it, and just remind yourself that, and people who are trying to say like, hey, we're gonna remove you because of AI, just tell them I said that, so.
Excellent perspective, Rishie, on that one. And just piggybacking on that same part, because I'll relate to a recent 2026 report by Boston Consulting Group, where they are saying that 50 to 55% of the jobs will be fundamentally reshaped by the AI right alone in US in next 2 to 3 years. They also say the successful AI transformations, where the value is coming from, they have given a statistics on that also, that the only 10% of the value is coming from the algorithm, 20% is coming from the technology. Think about where the massive 70% is going to come from, or is it coming from? It's coming from the people and the skill, okay? It's from the people and the business. That's where the value, the maximum value is going to come from when you talk about successful AI transformations, okay? So that's something on the BCG, and that's where my question to my fellow panel members are, and we can take your perspectives, that as firms like BCG are talking about this massive shift of skills and jobs getting fundamentally I will not say replaced, but reshaped in the next 2 to 3 years. How do you think the enterprises prepare for this whole massive change and things like that? What are your perspective about it? Maybe starting from Caio.
I want to go back a little bit, and I want to talk about how people are going to react to this. So we know exactly how the big companies are going to react. We know they're going to go by numbers and going to cut costs. And I really like something you said. It's a skill replacement, not people replacement. Right? So we have to replace, if the company has to replace the skill set and you don't fit that requirement, you're out, not because you're human. You're out because you don't have the skill that is required today. Now, I want to go back and talk about, again, who we're doing this for these people to consume.
Yep.
And we're talking about the microphone amplification, right? AI that amplifies, repeating it. If I start singing, you don't want that. You don't want me singing, right? But if a beautiful singer sings in this microphone, it amplifies that beautiful voice to a stadium. If I start singing over here, you all gonna start running. It's not gonna fix my pitch. It's just going to amplify myself singing out of tune. So if we don't go back and talk to people and teach them that you gotta have frameworks, what I share with them is this: you gotta have very simple frameworks. Where you are, where do you want to go, what are the steps you need to take to get there, right? Do you understand that? Because if you set coordinates or GPS coordinates, but you don't know your starting location, where are you going? Now, this used to be good. I'm going to be done in a second.
Yep.
This used to be really good and enough, right? It's no longer enough, because if you know where you are, where you need to go, and the steps you need to take to get there, but you don't know the triple W's, the external triple W's, where is the market is at? Where is it going, and what are the events that are happening along the way? Then you have to align your internal triple W's with your external triple W's, and then you have a framework to move forward. If any of us here is turning on the light, revealing all that mess in the room, and then we are amplifying with automation, AI, and all of these AI frameworks and LLMs, then we're just amplifying the mess. And again, if we don't create a way to alert people that they need frameworks to place them in this map, that's when they get lost. I can care less about the big tech companies. They are paying people for that. But who is paying the John in the corner, right, to sit down and look at an LLM like that tool set that we talked about a little bit earlier, right? And you put the tool set right there, and you give John the tool set, and then he goes to that box and get a hammer, but he doesn't have a blueprint. Without a blueprint, John is going to start hammering the walls and just bursting pipes and turning off the lights. So who is going to step up now for these people and teach them frameworks to place themselves in this crazy map that is right in front of them right now? The big tech companies, and we're going to keep talking about them, and we're going to, what are they going to do? So let's focus on the people, because AI will do everything else.
Perfect. Please, maybe, because you can, Shankar, you can share your perspective on this one.
What he was saying, Carlo was saying, so the adaptation and the migration is very important. When big tech company says it, okay, we're just laying off a volume of people, okay? So from a employee perspective, okay, so I should not fall in that trap. So what should I have to do? So I'm still saying that I'm a good guy. I can do Microsoft PowerPoint nicely. You can ask me to prepare a document. I will take 2 days to do it. The company will fire you, because you need to migrate yourself. You need to adapt, and you need to use it. So you need to embrace the risk. You need to apply the AI tools. Don't get scared of the AI tools, but start using that tools. Don't put everything, I need to prepare a PowerPoint for this XY customer. Generate the the PowerPoint from a ChatGPT stuff. It won't work. So you need to understand, how should I use the tool, and then how can I add my unique selling point? Every employee must think that. So I can use a tool, and I can have my touch. So for example, if I am preparing a PPT using ChatGPT, Carlo are preparing this, I'm sorry if I pronounce it, Caio is preparing PPT. I'm really sorry.
That's my AI name.
Okay, AI name. So he is preparing a PPT using ChatGPT. The difference is, how is unique my work than his work? And how can I make customer or client more impressed? So using a tool, I have to, make customer happy, and the time to market is also very important. The uniqueness is very important, and the empathy is the where we are playing here. So the human-centered AI, so the ultimate goal is here, the empathy. So when we're preparing something using AI, we should not look for the output. We have to look at them as a people, whom you are targeting it, what you are targeting it, and why you are targeting it. What makes you to use this tool? So without this tool, are you able to generate? How long it will take? So those empathy point of view is very much important for an employee to work in any big companies or in any startup, or even for a student. He said a student will get A+. How? Because of empathy and making you are out of the crowd. Today, when you do a development, particularly a software or any work, okay, you have a global market is there. It's not limited to Malaysia. So a student can come from Malaysia and excel all over the world. So how can you excel yourself? That's why making use of your own empathy. So use the tool in a right way and understand. He's rightly saying that use the hammer, break the walls, not break the pipe inside the wall, which is a good actually word. So you have to understand
But
what you are
happening.
trying
That's
to do.
what's happening, unfortunately.
No,
and then we
that's-
have to help them and say, there's a pipe there. Where's your blueprint before you hit that wall? You got to know where you're going and what you're doing. And I love what you put in, but that's when we have to stop this. I'm going to rate you by the number of a scale that I'm supposed to give you. I want to know how much humanity was in what you did for me to rate you as a human, so I can get out of the spreadsheet and the old way to frame people like machines. We're not placing them on a spreadsheet. We're not replacing them on a factory anymore because it's gone. So I want to encourage all of us. They're building what's behind all of this. Look at the Joe on the corner. And if you want to profit out of it, well, build a solution to give Joe the framework he needs to place himself on the map. And so he can change his skill to be valuable for the big tech companies that are ready to hire him.
No, makes sense. Rishie, go ahead.
Yeah,
think
I
your
just want to add a
perspective.
quick point. It's just to sort of like kind of drive the point home, which is I am not surprised by that number about the 70%. And it kind of reinforces a couple of things. I think as adults, you know, one of the things that we're completely worse at is learning. It just reinforces this fact that you have to have a growth mindset. You have to invest in yourself to constantly develop skills. And I think what AI has done is that I think those lines that were very clear based on what industry and what your occupation is, those lines have gone. Those have disappeared. And I think it's giving an opportunity for you to expand your skill sets and build your fluency in other fields that you possibly wouldn't have even imagined yourself doing it. And so that is the big takeaway. And so like as companies are looking at these numbers, yes, people, they're going to look at the bottom line numbers and say, okay, great, I have another way to like improve this. But as an individual computer that I am, I'm seeing this as an opportunity of great. I can now invest more time in broadening my skill set, because if tomorrow something happens to me, you know what? I have proof. I have done the work to show that I am more than capable of what I was originally hired for.
Yeah, makes
All
sense.
right. Can I add?
Yeah, you
something?
please
Okay.
go ahead. Please.
Okay, I would like to piggyback again from these three excellent. I would say excellent because those points, it all come back to education sector. So what can I do? So I have more job to do. All right, all right. So in terms of who's going to be, shifting these people, I mean human, okay, so that they have the skill set, because the industry is shifting to AI-based, production and operation also that. Okay, I would like to, it is not an advertisement or kind of that. It's just that we in Malaysia are working towards, we have been approved by the, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, or I would say the government of Malaysia. So we, as you can see in the magazine, we are working towards to be the pioneer of establishing the, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, the minister, if you're looking at this recording, 38 or 39 Okay. 39th Polytechnic in Malaysia that is planned to be developed in state of Perak. And that Polytechnic is specially focused on AI applied, diploma programs. So, meaning to say that we do have currently about 37 number of polytechnics nationwide. And we are focusing at the diploma level, but we are not going to introduce, okay, before that, we do have like several courses that we have embedded one or two or maybe three topics of AI, okay, across, interdisciplinary like culinary or maybe engineering. But this one is one building or one campus of Polytechnic that is specially built for AI applied study. So that's why when Caio said about blueprint, so Malaysia, this is not promotional, okay? This is just, I think all nations do have this. I just came back from Tokyo. I've been speaking there. So
We're all coming to Malaysia to check it out.
Okay. Vietnam is
Yes,
in
we're
terms
going.
of their law, they are ahead of Malaysia. So, but in terms of education, we are, I would say, aggressively to promote or to foster in terms of AI literacy to our students. But for the 37th or 38th number of the Polytechnic now, the new one, maybe in 2 to 3 years' time to have it ready in front of our eyes. But this Polytechnic will be all around, all the students there will be AI students. So to answer this question, please do take Malaysian students.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I am so ready to send over to you.
I just want to add something real quick to what he said over here. It's very important because we got government just talking in the room. So when we have government talking in the room and we have a paradigm shift, we have to take into account that before we create system to teach these people the tool, we have to teach these people how to create clarity on what is their position with the tool in their hands, right? So I suggest for the government of Malaysia to start a huge campaign of awareness to the people of Malaysia to become aware that before they use AI, they need to know exactly how to position themselves, how to create the where you are, where you want to go, and what steps you need to take to get there. And then invite AI into the room, and you come with the education system to give them what they need, the tool now, because now they have the blueprint.
So I have a quick request with my fellow panel members, please. So, because we want to hear, everybody has such great insights, and we want to hear insights from everyone on the panel. So if we can stick to like a couple of sentences and quickly deliver the point, and then so that we can get moving to more insights and more things which you can share from with our audience, that would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Just to add on a point, so when AI is bringing into the education, okay, so before he's saying that you just need to give an awareness of how to use AI and stuff. So from my perspective, what is required after that one, the next step would be bringing up the ethical framework of what are things I need to do as ethical stuff. Okay, when using an AI tool, when playing with the AI. So when they knows the ethical stuff during their academic level, so when they come into industry, it would be very great for the industry and they can able to succeed. That's why I says that the empathy and the human touch will be there.
Sure, thank you so much for that perspective. Nagesh, if you can share your perspective on how enterprise should handle this massive shift of human capital. Again, going back to the same question, what we should do about what BCG is talking about. So if you can just share a few sentences there, and then we'll take the insights from Abhay.
Sure. See, we have seen the industrialization, and next we have seen the computerization. Now we are seeing the transformation because of AI. When industrialization has come into picture, people thought that all the artisans, everybody will lose jobs. And then when the computerization came in the 80s to 90s, it was just everybody thought that this is the end of world and there would not be any jobs in the service sector. So over the years, all the notions have proven to be false. And the same comes with AI. I think the computerization was more dramatically changing than what we are seeing with AI. See, before computerization, people used to calculate numbers, and every student had calculation, multiplication as part of their studying curriculum. And that dramatically changed from initially teachers and parents used to think that if students start calculating using a calculator, the mental ability would go down. And there was a restriction of using calculators in the schools or even the computers. But slowly adaptability has come and all the students started accepting and using the calculators, computers. Now, I would say that it's not so dramatic like what it has changed, because if you have to calculate, let's say 17 into 18, you would be calculating and multiplying and adding and coming up with the total. That is gone with the calculator. Now with the AI, you are becoming much more advanced, and it's just going to enable the people to be better than what they are before.
Thank you, Nagesh. Thank you so much. Yeah, Abhay, please, if you can share your perspective.
Awesome. So I have few points, but I'll just run through them very quickly. First, I think with what Rishie said about if AI is not giving you right output, it's maybe wrong. Something is wrong with your own critical thinking, and you would want to look for that, I think. And while he was talking about, I just remembered, I listened to a podcast by Vinod Khosla, who's like the founder of Khosla Ventures, and he was, so somebody asked him, what would you tell the younger generation in the age of AI, what they should do, or what they should learn? He was like, AI tools and everything is all whatever. He's like, learn how to learn. That's the biggest skill. And that is gonna make you stay in this world, whatever change comes across.
Yes, sir.
So that was just adapting to that. But the question about how should enterprise kind of approach this shift in human capital, everybody has said very, very interesting and intense things. I think I have a very practical approach to this, and which I kind of share with a bunch of my fellow clients or whatever as well. I think, and this is very three-step process. I think the first, especially in the leadership space, especially in large organization, it is very important to know that when leadership is not in the room, the question that people are having is like, is this change is going to make my job disappear, right? And that is something has to be explicitly talked about. Like here's how AI will take over your job, or here how things are going to be taken over by AI, what you can do, right? Second is to not give them, here's the guide to use ChatGPT. It should be based on roles. It should be very specific. It should be like, here's how your role, like a financial analyst would use ChatGPT or another AI, and like it should be very practical to their own role, or what they can use, how they should use it in different ways, different forms, or whether that be case studies, sessions, or whatever that may be. And the last, which is very important, and which I have done across multiple organizations, is like finding some internal champions in those organizations who are already really good with AI, whatever their job is, right? And giving them resources, monetary or whatever that may be, and giving them permission, budget, visibility to teach their peers how to use AI, right? And that is really interesting. So lastly, I'll just end it with one statement, is like, people don't kind of resist AI. They resist the uncertainty that comes with this AI, whatever that means for them personally, right? So answering that question first is really, really important.
Thank you so much, Abhay. Rishie, any other perspective that you would like to share? Yeah, perfect. So I think if I just summarize the point here, that we have to plan a complex shift, from simple training to, upskilling that to do upskilling into like a guided workflow within the daily workflows and daily processes in these organizations. We will have to foster an environment where each of the employees or each of the people or individual are coming up with their own individual AI use cases. And the moment they see that they are the ones commanding the AI, automatically the adaptability or adoption rate skyrockets from there. Okay, so that's what I would like to mention over here. I know that we have 7 more minutes, okay, left. And if I ask another question, I know, knowing our panelists, okay, over here, they are absolutely enthusiastic about their thing. So I will try to just do a quick conclusion and then open it again to give some final words from our, not the final words. I mean, of course, they will be doing more words, in the future. But share the perspective to the audience and maybe open up from the audience if there are any specific questions. So how I think of, or if I try to give you an analogy, I always love it because it's very important to give some analogy so that you can relate to it. Think about the advanced driver assistance in our modern electric vehicle which is coming, right? So the AI, okay, I love Tesla because of that. Again, no political this thing. I love because it's a technology car. It has a good technology. So the AI is doing all the right maneuvering for you. AI is making sure that you are centered perfectly in the lane. It is doing lane changes and all the great stuff and everything. But the important thing to note is that you are still in the driver's seat. You are the person in charge who is defining the destination where you need to go. You are still doing things which is ethically right in a situation which AI might not be able to do. So that's something which we will have to always keep in mind, that we humans have to be the driver and we need to define the destination. So just to give some analogy. But with that final thing, I mean, is there anyone who want to take, like, I cannot go to all of you, but anyone who wants to take, what is the final words that you would like to give to the audience? Rishie, if you want to share something, that would be amazing.
Sure, I'm just going to keep this very simple.
Yeah.
People, the learning never stops. Start investing in yourself today.
Yep.
And if you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I invest myself? The answer is right in front of you. Use AI to learn new things. As someone 14 years ago, I didn't even know what SQL was. Today, I've deployed agents for my friends because they are trying to build a newsletter and automating that. So it's possible. And it literally took me 6 months, 7 months to really figure these things out. And I'm still going to invest in myself. So I'm making a plea. Please invest in your learning. That's it.
We have 4 minutes. If anyone is interested in asking any agentic AI questions, please feel free.
This is a great conversation. I wanted to ask a question to the panelists. What do you see as the barriers for people learning AI? And in spite of the fact that it's the 21st century, we have smartphones, et cetera, what do you see as the barriers?
It's understanding how you learn. That's the first thing. If you go, I'll give you a perfect example. Notebook LM, perfect, amazing. You know why? Because every person can build a system for them to learn something with the way they learn best. They want a podcast, they click a button and create a podcast out of all their sources. They want infographics, boom, the infographic is right there. Do you want a slide deck? The slide deck is right there. So you need to understand, I think you guys were just spot on. You need to understand how you understand things. You need to understand how you learn things so you can now develop that faster. I can't do that for you. Only you can. If you learn by listening, listen. If you learn by, I just said, right? So you have to discover that. That's the barrier right now. 94% of the 800 million weekly active users of ChatGPT are on the free account. And they only type in to ask most of health questions and to type something real quick. They don't use it to learn.
So to make it lighter, the main hindrance for you to not learning AI is you yourself. That's what I think Caio is trying to say. If you are ready to learn and you are ready to take it, I mean, there are so many resources and tools where you don't have to do any investment or anything. You just get there in the evening and start doing things after your work. Like, pretty much somebody was talking to me about gamification and things like that. So how you can gamify this for yourself to score points and things like that. And it's just you who can do it. Simple.
And always just think about this, that if you think about all the ideas that are running successfully today, you ask yourself, okay, why are they successful? Because they were solving a problem. If you say, hey, I have an idea, you may need to take a step back and really ask yourself, is this actually solving a problem or not?
And understanding that the problem's changed. So the only strategy you should have is only one. It's not sales, it's not product, it's customer behavior. Understand that behavior, understand the change, how fast they're changing and what they're changing into. Otherwise, you'll be talking to someone that no longer exists. So, and then if you're talking to somebody that is learning something and they change the way they learn, then you're not teaching them anymore.
Years back, Netflix understood the customer behavior and changed quickly from selling DVDs and CDs, which were going pretty fine for them, and going into an online streaming business. But Blockbuster couldn't. Okay, and that's where they are. They have now, out of 9,000 stores which they used to have at one point of time, they have one museum store left in Oregon. You can decide yourself.
Hi, Abhishek. Okay, I just want to add up a bonus answer for that question. Okay, in the perspective of higher education, so the most, number one barrier that I usually see is that, like one of our panel members said, they just use the free account to ask simple questions, like my students as well. They use free account and then ask for this particular question and to get the answers. And then they just copy straight away without referencing, without no whatsoever. It is just copy and paste. Like I said, to give an A+, no way. To give an A, still no. B+, no. So that's why the thing is, the barrier is to get the outcome so that we can be a feeder to the industries is there. Because they just use it for the sake of getting the questions completed and submitted in time. That's it.
To add on for this barrier,
Thank you.
everybody thinks that AI is just a prompt engineering. You just, whatever you think, just prompt it, ask it, and you get the result. It's not about learning AI with a simple prompt. AI has a lot of things there. How to use the tool, where to use the tool, what makes you to use the tool, and when to use the tool, that's also required.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all these perspectives. Again, if anyone has any other question, we are always, outside, and we can definitely talk around. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, please. Now you can clap.
Thank you so much.
Now you can clap.
Hope it is a very good session, we believe.
Thank you so much.